Are you an adult child caregiver for your elderly parents and you're having trouble getting them to bathe? There can be many reasons why a senior adult does not want to take a shower every day or a bath. And so we're going to go into the reasons why and also give you some tips as to what you can do to help them to bathe more regularly. So stay tuned. Hi, it's Robin with SeniorSafetyAdvice.com. Tune into our channel for helpful hints and tricks for family members and caregivers to help seniors age in place safely. So, senior bathing. Why is it that some elderly people just don't want to bathe? Well, there can be many reasons. You kind of have to be a detective about that. Obviously, I am sure that you have talked to your parents about it. Maybe you have not been able to uncover reasons, because a lot of times if it is a case of, Mom, you really need to bathe, it gets their defenses up and then they don't give you a reason. And so if you don't know why they are not doing it, then you cannot help them fix it. So the first thing to do is to be a detective. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you keep in mind to be compassionate. I know that a lot of times in dealing with seniors, or anyone really, especially family members, it can get on your nerves. You've talked about it more than once. You're just like, okay, what is the deal? And so you can be snappy with somebody, but that does not help. So make sure not to be argumentative. See if you can actually rephrase the question. So instead of saying, geez, Mom, I don't understand why you can't bathe more often, you might say, what is it about bathing that makes you not want to do it as often as you probably should? Is there something that we can change? And maybe your mom will tell you she doesn't like to bathe because it's cold and she hates to do it. Okay, now you know what the reason is. You can install an overhead heat lamp in the shower. It's not that difficult to do. And so, that would help take care of it. Or you could maybe put a small space heater in the area so that she can turn it on and warm the room up before she takes her shower. Now, I would caution you, you don't want to use a space heater where there's going to be wet areas potentially. So if you were to do that, you would want to make sure you use the space heater and then shut it off and took it out of the room so that, just before the person gets into the shower. That way the room is toasty and warm, but you're not worrying about an electrical cord being in a puddle or something like that. Other common reasons for why seniors don't want to bathe is it can be very inconvenient. Maybe they have arthritis and they have a hard time hanging on to the soap. In that case, you can actually take a piece of pantyhose, you cut the leg off, you put the soap bar in the pantyhose so that it goes down into the foot. You tie a knot around it, and then you can hang the pantyhose up over the like off of a knob or even over the shower head, depending on how high up it is. And then that way they can reach out, they can take the soap bar in their hand, on a washcloth, whatever, they can rub it around and then use it to shower, and they're not having to run around and retrieve it. Something else that you can do is to get a dispenser that dispenses soap and dispenses shampoo and conditioner, things like that. Some seniors may be in the early stages of a cognitive impairment. So maybe they have mild stages of dementia or Alzheimer's, and they're still able to function and live on their own, but they just don't honestly remember whether they did or didn't shower. They think they did. So what can be helpful in that instance is to set up a calendar in the bathroom, mark off the days of a week that they should be showering, say Tuesday and Saturday, I don't know, whatever. And then when they get out of the bath or out of the shower, then they cross that off on the calendar. Then they know for sure that they have gone ahead and bathed, because in their mind they may have and they really haven't. So try and think of ways that you can help a person with a cognitive decline better be able to remember what they have done or what they need to do. Sticky notes are another good thing. You could always put, if you visit the person daily or Every other day you can put a sticky note up in the bathroom saying, Mom, take a shower. Mom can take the sticky note off once she has taken the shower. It can be hung up on the mirror or wherever she would see it. Anyway, think outside the box. So speaking of cognitive declines, you want to make sure that if you have a parent who has some cognitive concerns, that you're talking to them in short, pointed sentences. Not the way I'm talking right now. You want to say, Mom, it's time for you to take your shower. You do not want to say, all right, Mom, let's go ahead and take your shower. After all, Uncle Joe is coming over for lunch and we have to hurry up and get ready so we can make lunch for him because she's lost that train of thought a long time ago. So just try and keep your sentences short and to the point, and do not give them so much information because it's just too overwhelming for somebody who has a cognitive deficit. Along the same lines, avoid arguing about taking a shower because, again, if you're arguing with your parent, the first thing anybody does is become defensive. They dig their heels in. They're going to be more obstinate and less likely to do it. So sometimes you just have to pack your patience and keep the lines of communication open and keep trying to suggest that it's a good thing to shower. Something that can help is making sure that your senior parent has the right equipment that they need to be able to shower safely. So in other words, it may be that they are afraid to shower because maybe the floor is slippery and they're scared that they're going to fall and get hurt, and so they are avoiding it. So make sure you have non-skid, non-slip mats on the shower floor. They may feel shaky in the shower. Sometimes a senior's leg muscles are weak and so they can't stand up long enough to complete a shower, so they avoid it entirely. So make sure that there is a shower chair in the shower. Another thing you want to do is be sure that you have grab bars in the shower. This is something, again, a weak senior may not be able to stand up and wash their hair, with both hands or whatever because they're wobbly. But if there was a grab bar on the side of them, they could hold on to that with one hand and wash their hair with the other or wash their body with the other. Makes them feel much safer. Another thing that can help is a handheld flexible shower. So, the head that you take off of the mount and then you can use it and it's flexible. You can kind of direct it all over the body. That is another way to help a senior be a little bit more confident that they are safe in the shower. One thing too is to keep in mind if your senior parent has arthritis. I know my mother had the osteoarthritis, and her fingers were very gnarled and curled in, and she had the big knuckles, and her fingers were very painful all the time. So you cannot use, with arthritic fingers, you can't use a knob that you turn. It has to be one of those that's a lever that they can just kind of push with either hand so that it's not impeding the finger. So it may be that just a simple swap of the faucet lever will be enough to help your parent feel better about bathing. One thing that can really help when a senior is kind of reluctant to take a shower is to make it more of a spa-like experience. So you might play their favorite music, soothing music, calming music, or maybe not. Maybe there's somebody who, really enjoys, the Rolling Stones. So get Mick Jagger and have him belting out his song in the bathroom, and maybe that will help the parent feel happier about getting into the shower. Along the same lines, aromatherapy is very good for helping seniors. It's been proven that aromatherapy triggers emotions. So you might make it more of a spa-like experience by having calming scents in the bathroom. So in other words, lavender aromatherapy. You can, use that, or lemon balm, bergamot. Those are very calming smells, fragrances. And so you could have a little oil, essential oil type of a dispenser. It only takes a couple of dabs really to fill the room with fragrance, and so you can have that, mix it with a little bit of oil, like olive oil or whatever, and have it just in a little tiny dish alongside the sink. and that will help to fill the room with spray. Actually, Esther, who's the other half of senior safety advice, she gave me for Christmas aromatherapy shower, like bath bombs. And so I will put that link down in the description, but those are really cool because you put them on the floor of the shower away from the spray, and it releases this wonderful fragrance and just really makes it, depending on the fragrance you use, either invigorating or calming. And so I really love those, so that might be very helpful. Now, if you are an adult child who is helping a senior parent, above all, remember to respect their privacy. It may be that your senior mother or father is very reluctant to shower because they're just embarrassed about being naked in front of their child. So there are a lot of things that you can do to help with the privacy. If they are sitting down in the shower, you can give them a towel so that they can cover themselves, cover their genitals or cover their chest, whatever. You can use a washcloth for that. It's interesting, but I did see a video that recommended the aprons that a hairstylist would use that drape over you. You can fasten it at the neck. It hangs down in front of the person. They can, or you can, reach everything, but you're not actually seeing it. And make sure that they are the ones who are responsible for doing as much as they are able to do. So in other words, if they can wash their private parts and they don't need you to do that, they just really need you to stand by for safety or to help scrub their back, then let them do all of those things. That way it's less embarrassing for both of you. Last but not least, remember that it is a myth that everybody has to bathe daily. Maybe it applies to you because you go to the gym or you're running on the treadmill in the basement or you have a job where you're getting sweaty, things like that, and you do need to shower every day. But for a senior parent who may be very sedentary, they don't need to bathe every day. Really, they only need to bathe about twice a week. They need to do this in order to keep their skin integrity. It helps to get rid of the bacteria on their body, which keeps them from getting skin infections. And of course, it helps with general cleanliness. But really, once or twice a week is all that they need. Now, the one thing where that makes a difference is if your parent is bedridden. Then potential for bed sores is obviously much higher. And in that case, their skin needs to be kept clean and dry as much as possible. So I hope that this has helped. I hope that these tips will help you be able to encourage a senior parent who is reluctant about showering to shower more often. So if you have any tips or tricks that I have forgotten that you have discovered by taking care of a senior parent, please put them in the description below so that you can help others. And if you haven't already done so, please make sure that you hit the subscription button down in the corner there, and also hit the notification bell when it pops up. That way you won't miss any of our informative videos. So thank you very much for watching. We appreciate all of our subscribers. Until the next video, take care. Bye.